Nation, we are live. How you doing? Happy Monday. Back at it. Monday's my mentoring day for me, so I spend the day mentoring the people on my team, helping them grow, helping them build, helping them get results, helping them prosper. And I take a break every day at 2 to go live with you guys, try to bring some value. I've got a super special guest, friend of mine, who's going to be joining us. Let's wait for him to pop in the chat. Say hi to Bavin, Lynn, Tessa Marie, Maxine, Antonio. Welcome, Yasmine, Rosemary, Davesh, Dave, Naimat, Jim. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Randy, if you're in the house, say something so I can bring you in or request to come in, because we're going to have a super fun episode today. Here it's 23 p.m. It's 11 o'clock. It's 11 at night for you. All right. Thank you for joining in. Appreciate you. Antonio, let's go. Man, I love that you kept that name. Antonio, let's go. We had an awesome IG live session together, and he at some point I just said, let's go, Antonio. Let's go, Antonio, let's go. And then he decided to change his name to it. So I love it. It's amazing. We got some amazing people here. Believe Nation, gotta say, this is such an awesome community. Anyway, I'm waiting for Randy to join in because he's going to have some awesome words of wisdom to share. But until then, you guys got questions, pop it down below. I'll see what I can do to give you guys as much value as possible. It's 12:40 a.m. Are you guys competing? Are you competing for how late it is in your country to to be here? My first live with you. All right. Inspired by Joanne. Welcome aboard. The Rosie Rose. We had a great session. Yuko Mama in the house. Has it always been Yuko Mama 711? I didn't realize that was the name. IG Live with Angela, of course, always here. Always bringing value, always bringing love. We love IG Live with Angela. How many are you up to now, IG Live with Angela? When I first connected with Angela, I think I was in Puerto Rico. I was walking down the street or in the back of a cab or something. It was super dark. And we were talking about her Instagram live strategy and how she wanted to kind of do more of it, and encouraged her. And then she just started doing it. She started blowing up. So we love you, Angela. The house. Here we go. Okay, let's bring him in. Let's bring him in. And maybe we'll get to some of your questions too. My man.
What's up, EC?
How you doing?
House.
So Randy Garner, aka Coach. Everybody just knows him as Coach. That's what we call him. I met Randy. Did I meet you in Puerto Rico?
We did. We actually, we spoke together in Puerto Rico with Brendan, our main
yeah.
man.
I think I met you though. I met you at Growth.
You know what? You did. Yeah.
Backstage at Growth. I wasn't there for as long, but we didn't really chat much. But so Puerto Rico is where Randy and I connected. Randy is amazing speaker. He's behind a lot of the people that you know, a lot of the name brands that you know. Randy has had a hand in their success, and he's got a new book out that I'm super pumped for. I have it right here.
I love it. Oh, my man, that's it.
We got it here. Prosper. This isn't going to take you years to read this thing. Prosper right here. Tell us, this isn't your first book though. You've written others.
Yeah. Back in the day we were doing, it was actually BG before Google. We helped a ton of people become New York best-selling authors. We've done just an amazing amount of things, both online, offline, with helping authors. But we did another book, Ethan and I, with Kim Blanchard, called The 1 Minute Entrepreneur. And then we hit New York Times in 2010. And we just thought, with everything going on in the world right now, Evan, we thought actually it was a good time to relaunch Prosper back out into the world, update it, and get it back out. And really what we are helping people understand is really what true prosperity means. It's a balance between money, happiness, and sustainability. So it's a tremendous message right now. It's going nuts. We just hit #1 on Amazon this weekend, and it's going awesome, man.
Karen in the house says, I need to get a copy. What's different between 2010 and I guess 2021 version?
2010, we were just coming out of, if you remember, 2008 and 9. There's a little bit different circumstance in the, financial, kind of the whole financial meltdown happened then. And we've lived through a lot of things. I'm one of the OGs. I've been in the personal development space for over 25 years, and I've seen a lot, and it's really exciting to see what's happening in the world today. There's just so much divisiveness right now, and we, like you, like Brendan, like Trent, like, Prince EA just dropped me an awesome note. It's Martin Luther King Day today. And he was just sending me, an amazing message about just brotherhood and unity and love. And so I think what's different today than there was then, it seemed like, one, we were in a financial crisis, but it seemed like we were more unified. And I think today, I feel like we're more divided than we've ever been. And so I think we need good messengers out there to help drive love, unity, empathy, respect. And we cannot have a situation in our own homes, but in our own country, where we're not helping lift and build each other up to just awesomeness. And that's what we need to get more out there in the world. And so a lot of what we teach is really understanding your Polaris point, like just seeking clarity on what God or whatever you believe has in store for you is important.
What do you think is the most important thing that people could take from this book right now as they're planning their new year, but we came from a kind of rough last year? Like what's one simple activity or exercise you think everybody needs to go through, if it's Polaris or something else from the book?
Yeah, we really have 6 practices to help you define prosperity for you. And that's it right there. But I really think that this last 2020 has been almost like a Control-Alt-Delete on a lot of people's lives. It's like really understanding what's most important to you in your life. And what is for me, I used to travel a ton. I was always on the plane, either speaking or helping support people or working with people. And I've got 6 kids. I've got 2 sets of twins. I've got an amazing wife. For me, even rewriting this is like, dude, am I on the right track? Am I on the right course? And I think that 2020 has really helped people do a reset, like a Control-Alt-Delete on what's most important in their life. And we actually have some practices in there to really get it dialed in. One of the practices is, are you on the right path of your true north? One of the things that drives income for you, but that drives fulfillment and joy, and it's sustainable. And because if you're just making a lot of money, and we all know a lot of people that make great revenues and great money, but they're miserable. We don't think that that's a state of prosperity. You're just making money. You're just rich. We know a lot of people that are happy, but not driving in any revenues, right? And so for us, it's actually that balance. When you're making a great income, when you're totally aligned and you have joy in your heart, and Brandon talks a ton about joy too, but it's sustainable. If you love what you do and it's driving in that, then you can do it over long periods of time. I think about you with YouTube. You've got it dialed in. You know what you love, and you're so freaking good at it, Evan. You are, the best in the world at being able to help teach and train people on YouTube strategies. Like you've owned that, and it's been a career for you, and you're going to continue to get better at that craft. And so that's really what we're going to teach you, is that, like, prosperity is multidimensional, and so there's practices to help you really implement that in your life. So it's super easy and fun.
I love it. So Laura's asking, who is he live with? So this is Randy Garner, author of Prosper. Is there a special link for people to go to, or just Amazon, the usual?
So right now you can get it digitally for I think 99 cents on Amazon for, I think, today and tomorrow. But just go to prosperbook.com. It would be an easy one, or just, you can grab it at Amazon as well.
So speaking of your YouTube channel, how are we doing on that, Randy? We talked about it.
This is the year, dude. It's on my goals, bro.
Really?
Yeah, it's on, it is one of those things. It's just, I want to be able to put out content that lifts and builds people, that helps people develop a life strategy for themselves, and to really create the life you really want. So, Evan, it's on. And our buddy Brendan just hit 100 million plus views on YouTube, and I know, you've helped so many amazing people do that. So this is the year. This is the year of Randy and Evan right here, baby.
Guys, look out. What is it? Just Randy Garner? What's your YouTube channel? Oh, wait, you're muted. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, no, it's just randygarner.com.
Randy, no, your YouTube channel is just off your name, Randy Garner, or is there something else?
No, I've got to get a whole thing set up, coach. That's what we need. We got to get rowdy.com and get our hands in the meatloaf and get my channel cooking, bro. That's what we need.
You don't even know what that means. I love it. I love it though, dude. Okay, guys, stay tuned. 2021, we're gonna have Randy Garner. This is one of the guys I've been pushing. Every now and then, I send another DM. Hey, Randy, come on. What's happening on the YouTube side? Because there are some people who've got just a lot of heart, a lot of wisdom, a lot of like. If you haven't met Randy yet, and you meet him, and he's helping you, you all of a sudden become just the most important person in the world to him. Like, this guy cares about people, and if you can then bring that to the big stage on YouTube. Step 1, go get prosperbook.com. Step 2, go subscribe to Randy's new YouTube channel that is launching or is going to launch, because big things are coming. Do you want to take a couple questions from my audience?
I'd love it. It would be. I'd love to take a couple questions from them.
Okay, so guys, use the question box below. Pop it in. You have an exclusive opportunity to talk with Randy. He's going to bring mad value. So if you pop it in below, we'll see what we can bring in. Here we go. First question: how do you remain kind even after having so much? Ooh. How do you remain kind even after having so much?
I honestly think that I think a lot of it has to do with my belief is that I was raised by a father that was just amazing. And he always taught me that people are more important than things. And that for me, my greatest assets in life, honestly, are my relationships. I can only wear one pair of pants. I can only wear one shirt. So I think it's a true understanding of that people are the most important asset in your life, and that everybody, whether they're wealthy, wealth for me, everybody's completely just amazingly wealthy. They just haven't reached some of those points yet. And so I think an understanding that everybody has worth is one of the things that I totally subscribe to in my life. And the other thing is, you never know who I treat, and I talk about this a lot. I treat the CEO and the Uber driver the same. And Evan knows this about me. It's just like everybody has tremendous value and they can drive value. You never know who the treasure map to the treasure is. So you never know that guy you're sitting in his car, brother, may actually be an answer to your prayers. And so treat everybody with kindness and respect, no matter how much money you have in the bank, because that has nothing to do with your self-worth.
Randy's one of the guys that I look up to, and I'm not just blowing smoke up while you're here, but as somebody who's made a cajillion dollars, but is still happy and has a happy family. It's not a lot of people who can say that. And even if you just look at his Instagram from yesterday, he's got this giant home, acres and acres, but where is everybody? The entire family is doing some video dancing game, being together, his family, like his kids, but then his parents join in and are dancing with each other. And it's just to have the financial happiness as well as the relationship happiness is a combination you don't often see, right? Like I've got Steve Jobs on my wall.
Yep.
Kind of financial happiness, but not a lot of relationship happiness. And I got my parents who had a lot of relationship happiness, but not that we were poor or anything, but not the biggest loved ones. So when I see people who kind of figured out both, it's like, ooh, how do I spend more time with them? So you're one of the guys like, man, that guy, he's got to figure it out. The answers might be here, guys.
Well, honestly, that's why we wrote about that. It's because I've worked with highly, highly net worth individuals. I'll work with several CEOs a year and help them with this strategy. Mm-hmm. And I talk a lot about the home court advantage. And the home court advantage to me is like, if everything's not right at home, it's hard to be as successful as you can in business. And you want to drive respect for people. And that's why we did write this, is to kind of model after the kind of life I wanted to create. And back when I wrote this in 2008, I wasn't in a financial state I am now. I've been totally blessed. I wrote this book because I actually wanted to create this type of life. And for those that know me, I can irrefutably say that, I have an amazing wife, great kids, but I also have my best friends are my business partners. And I think that's the other thing that's really interesting about it is who do you work with? Where do you go to every single day? I always said to myself, a lot of people say, oh, never work with your friends. I have only worked with my best friends. Why would you go to spend half of your life with people that you hate? Build a company and a business with people that you love, like, and respect. And that was actually one of my big Polaris points in my life. I want to have a life filled with joy, success, productivity, and just all the way around the board. So that's another strategy that I teach a lot of is work with people that you love.
I love it. I mean, I work with my wife now, and I've worked with lots of my friends over the years. I really deeply love it. I think it's just about being able to communicate properly.
Yeah.
I think I have a hard time separating out the emotion and being able to actually have real conversations with the people in our lives. Like, how do you? So this was written with Ethan Willis, who is another just amazing human who I'm trying to push to make more YouTube videos because we got to see his content out there too. How do you, what's your advice for working with family or working with your spouse or working with your friends?
Again, I think it's an understanding of having, ensuring that they're competent, ensuring that you have very clear expectations of each other. And, I really teach a lot about a strategy called UAC, understand, agree, and commit. And I learned this from one of my partners, Tyler Norton, was that too many times we commit to stuff that we don't fully understand and we don't fully agree to. So it always ends up bad. And so I always, anytime that I'm doing a new partnership or relationship with anybody, I want to make sure that our ethics are aligned, that actually we know each other's goals. They may be different, and that's okay, but at least we have a very, very clear understanding of that. So agree, UAC, understand, agree, and then commit is a really, really big thing of that everybody should do in all their relationships.
I love it. I think of the first guy I hired was my best friend, and I had to fire him. But we're still friends because he was doing something back to you like competent. Well, he wasn't very competent at what I wanted him to do, which I think is part of the problem. He's very competent, but not at what I wanted him to do. And I think a lot of people end up losing friendships because they don't know how to communicate properly and they're not respectful in the conversation. And anyway, I just think it's amazing what you built with the people you built. And again, it's something that as I look at your career and everything you've done, it's like, okay, I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes from my coach. We gotta make it happen. If you guys have more questions, a whole bunch of questions coming in. How do we pick? Okay, Angela is asking, what does prosper mean to you? Why did you title your book Prosper?
So for me, the book title is we really dove into, did a ton of research. We did, thousands of studies about what does prosperity mean to someone. And we really came to understand that, it's like I said, it is a true balance between money. Making money is totally awesome. Like, really, when you're successful and you're able to do that, I think Russell Brunson posted today, and I really love it. He said that it's much easier to make 10 grand than it is to save 10 grand. And I totally agree with that, because I don't want people to think that prosperity doesn't have anything to do with money. It does, but it just has to mean that the income and the money that you're making is aligned with what drives value and joy for you in your life. So it's money plus happiness and then sustainability. Can you do it over long periods of time, and does it make you grow? And is it drive value for those that you're teaching, training, products or services that you're offering? So it's really those three things: money plus happiness and joy, plus sustainability equals prosperity in all of the research that we did. And we've ran the largest one-on-one coaching and training company in the world. We had thousands of customers, 80,000 plus students. And that was from the research that we said, is like, what does this mean? And this means, like, are you really living the life that you want to live? And I think it really comes down to a really good, we do have some practices in there, but really understanding those 3 points, that's what prosperity is.
I love it. Okay, let's see what else we got. We got Trent, who's asking, how do you push yourself even when the deck is against you in some way? Ooh.
That's Trent. Is that Trent Jones? That's Mr. Jones right there. I love it. How do you do that when the deck is against you? I think, I mean, one of the things is what we talk about, and it's actually one of the chapters in the book, is to start with what you already have. And a big part of my whole entire life has been find out what assets, do an inventory of what you already have, what your skill sets are, what your competencies are. A big one is once you understand what you want, once you understand your North Star and your Polaris point, is then you got to start with what you already have. I promise you, every time I've done this, people have a lot more than they think they have. And one of the tools that I teach on in this is who are the top 5 to 10 relationships that you need to have? Because sometimes it's not money that you need, it's actually sales or relationships more than that, and knowledge and expertise. And so if you have certain relationships or you need to go get them, make a list of the top 5 to 10 people that will make the most meaningful impact in what you want to accomplish, and then find a way to build a relationship with them. Too many of us have financial goals, and too many of, we have financial goals, fitness goals, but do we have relationship goals of people that we want to do business with? So that's what I would start with, taking an inventory of what you already have.
What would your relationship advice be for kind of business relationships? Because you seem great at it. I'm super introverted and hate like networking and stuff. And Brendan had to ask me multiple times to do the Puerto Rico thing, mostly because I'm worried that, I don't know, I'm going to disappoint people or just not, what am I going to teach? I'm going to teach Randy and Brendan Bouchard how to believe, right? And like, why am I here? So for people who might be introverted or shy or scared of that stuff, what would you recommend them to do to build those relationships?
So again, you have to get strategic with it. And I think some of this, like, here's a good example. There was a CEO that I really admired a ton, and this was back in 2007, and we were trying to work on getting a really, really, really good business deal with them. And so I found out what meant a lot to him. And I found out that his 11-year-old son had leukemia, and that they were huge Yankees fans. And so what we did was I actually got a signed autographed ball from Jeter, not for him, but for his son. And so I think in those relationships, like, find out what matters to them, and always serve before you sell. Always serve before you sell. And so I did that, and then still have an amazing relationship over the years. And he has that, his son has that ball sitting there, and he always reminds me about that forever. So I think be unique, never be boring, never be predictable with your relationships.
And I think to find that out, people are just sharing all the time on Instagram, on social media, what's going on.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, when I had my book coming out, Randy was the first guy to say, "Hey, how do I order a case of them? Like, how do I get them? What's the offer? Just send me the link and I'm in." Because at that time, the book was the most important thing that I was talking about. So, do you like keep track? Like, I don't know how you stay on top of you're just so good at it. How you stay on top of all your relationships and kind of remember everybody and what to do for them. What is just whatever comes to mind, or how do you be more strategic with it?
So I mean, as my business has grown, I do have an amazing chief of staff that manages all my birthdays, manages all of that. And so, but also I have on my phone, I guess I'm on my phone right now, I have my top 25 list of people that are most important to me, and that I will, and our beach gang is just an amazing group of humans. And I've learned that as I've gotten older in life, my real core friends have gotten smaller, but bigger in value and drive more influence. But I have my core freaking powerhouse team of trusted advisors and friends. Then I have my tribe, people that I can reach out to, and then you have your followers and fans or whatever that may be. And so I think as you go through life, we can't be and I talk about it's a little bit the difference between like snorkeling and scuba diving. My core group of friends, like I know what's going on in their life. I know who they are. I think about them. And I don't know, I just naturally have always just loved people and been very interested in them. And I think to be interested, you will become interesting. And so I do have a little bit of a strategy. I'll watch for stuff online. I'll watch for stuff on Facebook or Instagram. Hey, I ran into an issue. I'll shoot a quick video and say, hey, great job. I mean, Prince did it today. I haven't talked to Prince in like a month, and he just sent me a freaking awesome voice message to just pump me up and let him know that we're thinking about, that he let him know that he's thinking about me. And so it's those little things that will help you really make a difference in your relationships. Don't just snorkel, scuba dive with them.
I thought you were going to give me a fishing or horseback riding analogy, because that's, if you ever look at Randy's stuff, it's always fishing and horseback riding. I love it. Well, dude, it's crazy how time flies when you're having fun. It's basically a year ago that we first connected in Puerto Rico, and it's crazy that we're not back there. But once we get through all this, guys, go pick it up. prosperbook.com. On the YouTube side, we're going to link it up in the description. You can go check it out and get your copy. Dude, I'm so pumped for you. Can't wait for your YouTube content too. Thank you for popping in, sharing your love, your wisdom, and prosperity with my audience.
Well, Evan, thanks for the goodness that you bring to the world, and you're just an amazing human. I'm grateful for you.
Thank you for the love. See you. Bye, everybody. See you soon.
See you, buddy.